Hello, welcome to Bernalillo County Commission. I call this January 9th, 2023 virtual special admin meeting of the Bernalillo County Commissioners to order. We will have a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by our new Commissioner, Barbara Baca.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up on this Monday morning. And I just want to take the time to welcome our new commissioners, Commissioner Barbara Baca and Commissioner Eric Olivas. Welcome to your first meeting. Circumstances where we're in a special meeting for your first meeting. So tomorrow will be our first official administrative meeting, and excited to have you all on board. And I'm sure the staff has got you well orientated. So thank you and welcome. We move on to approval of minutes. I move to approve the December 14th, 2022 special administrative meeting minutes. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Olivas. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
There you go. Commissioner Baca.
Yes.
Commissioner Quesada. Did I hear you?
Aye.
Oh, thank you. Where is my fella? I'm trying to find you guys. Eric, Commissioner Olivas.
Yes.
Vice Chair Benson.
Aye.
Madam Chair Barboa.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now we will move into the order of business, hearing public comment on our candidates. Speakers are limited to the first 30 speakers who have signed up. You'll have 60 seconds to share your comments, and you will then be notified when your time is up. Julianne, please proceed in announcing the speakers.
Madam Chair, we will start with Mr. Justin Rogers, followed by Diane McCash, followed by Samuel Nevarez.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Justin. Welcome.
Great. Thank you, Madam Chair and the Commission. There are several fine candidates for this House District 16 seat that's open, and I'm urging you this morning to please nominate and select Lan Sena. I'm sure you're familiar by now with her background and qualifications to step right in for this legislative session. But another thing I want to emphasize is the support for Lan from organizations dedicated to social and economic justice. I'm a dues-paying member of OLE New Mexico and Working Families Party. Both organizations endorsed new commissioners Baca and Olivas in your primaries last year because we believe you to be the progressive champions who will change and improve the commission. Now our organizations, along with allies like Dreams in Action, EQNM, and New Mexico Native Vote, ask you in one of your first acts as commissioner to support Lan Sena for this appointment. Lan has overcome sexual harassment, anti-Asian discrimination, and stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma to serve her community. She's the most qualified, the most progressive, and I hope you appoint her today.
Diane McCash.
Yes, thank you. I urge you to appoint Lan Sena to fill the vacant District 16 seat in the New Mexico House of Representatives. Of the many attributes that may be important for an effective state legislator, I have discovered that being approachable, accessible, and attentive to your constituents is one of the attributes, or several of them, that I've come to value most highly. Lan, in the years I've known her as ward chair and city councilor, has been one of the best I've dealt with in all these areas. Additionally, when as a brand new ward chair myself, Lan gave freely of her time to help me get started. And as a ward chair, Lan also developed an amazing, can you hear me? Oh, amazing newsletter style outreach tool for members of her ward, allowing people to stay informed. Lan is someone who is willing to take the time to be approachable, accessible, and attentive to our constituents. And as you know, one of the things that makes our state legislature so strong is the fact that the various representatives each bring diverse areas of strong experience and a unique knowledge base to their positions. I look forward to seeing Lon's knowledge, experience, and personal work ethic come together in her future public service to the people of District 16 and the state of New Mexico. Thank you.
Moving on to Walter Duran, followed by Eric Shimamoto, followed by Joy Garrett. And just for the record, Mr. Samuel Nevarez is not on the Zoom.
Good morning. I am speaking to you today in support of Lon Sena. Now, as others have already spoken to her inspiring personal story and the adversity she's had to overcome. And you may know that she's the only candidate with the experience in drafting legislation. But also, if you've ever had the pleasure of working with Lon personally, you'll know that she's someone who cares very deeply and who uses that caring as a drive to build community. And she's a leader of integrity who is a consensus builder, which at a time like ours, where we're divided among so many alliances, is exactly the kind of leadership we need. And so it is for those reasons that I urge the commission to appoint Lon Sena today. And thank you for your time.
Eric Shimamoto, followed by Joy Garrett, followed by Romaine Duarte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm here also to ask that you appoint Lon Sena to represent House District 16. I've personally known Lan for years as a leader in the New Mexico Asian American Pacific Islander community, so I'm familiar with her integrity, her commitment to service, and her years of leadership and passion for improving the lives of New Mexicans. In all of her years of advocacy, Lan has not merely shown up for New Mexicans, but she's also demonstrated a profound understanding of both policy and process, so I can't imagine anyone more qualified to get things done in the roundhouse. She's been a fierce, progressive champion for New Mexicans, and that's why she's here today, enthusiastically endorsed by the LA, the Working Families Party, New Mexico Native Vote, Equality New Mexico, New Mexico Dream Team, New Mexico Climate Justice, and many others showing up for the work, because she has earned those endorsements with her courage and her unwavering consistency and competence. We're lucky to have her available and willing to continue that work in Santa Fe. I urge you to appoint Lon Sena to represent HD 16. Thank you.
Joy Garrett, followed by Romaine Duarte, followed by Cynthia Borrego. Joy Garrett, I see that you're on.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I'm here to support Florianeta Guerrera Valenzuela for the appointment. She brings exactly some qualities that our legislature and District 16 would benefit from. She comes from an engineering background. She worked in border factories. So she understands the importance of technology and diversification of our economy, which is really important for our state at this time. She also has years of teaching as a math specialist and a dual language specialist. I have taught hundreds of students from her district. And as an immigrant, I know that she can really understand the needs of those immigrant families, especially in light of the fact that she's bilingual in Spanish and English. Also, she's worked statewide as a consultant with early childhood. And this is a vital part to our future. So I think as being reflective of the actual constituents, having the background in engineering and science and education, when almost half of our state budget is dedicated to education, I think she'll be a tremendous asset to House District 16 and the state as a whole. Thank you very much.
Romaine Serna or Duarte, Cynthia Borrego, followed by Antonio Maestas.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. Marcela Duarte is my daughter, so I feel like I'm speaking to you from a point of complete knowledge. Marcela is a true representative of the west side of Albuquerque. She grew there, she teaches there, and she knows the community well, and is aware of the issues that face the West Side because she's lived it. I think that it's important that our representative be reflective of the population. And, you know, there are organizations and groups that I'm not going to bore you with because that would be on her resume. I can tell you that she has been an activist since she was in 3rd grade when she was serving as a page at the Roundhouse. She knows how to engage people. She knows the issues. But as we know, anyone that knows the legislative system, every session it's new, so you learn everything all over again. I think what's important is that you have the capacity and the ability to outreach, to talk to people, and most importantly, to listen and for them to listen to you. Because you can call yourself progressive, you can call yourself, you know, almost anything. But unless you have that talent to reach out to people with compassion, with care, with respect, it doesn't matter. And I know she embodies each and every one of those qualities. I know she knows the legislative system as well as I do. Thank you. Pick someone who represents us, please.
Cynthia Borrego, followed by Senator Antonio Maestas, followed by JD Matthews.
Good morning, commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Representative Borrego.
I just want to, first of all, before I get into this, I want to thank all of the commissioners and congratulate them for serving. I need to say that. But I do want to say that I support the reappointment of Marcela Duarte. She stepped up with no hesitancy when a vacancy was created. And I think that is a reflection of her character. Ms. Duarte has lived in the district her entire life, over 35 years. She works as a kindergarten teacher at Susie Ramos Marmon. She's also the vice chair of the Northwest Community Policing Council for the Albuquerque Police Department and the city of Albuquerque, which is very badly needed to have volunteers. And I think that's another point of her character. She has worked at the legislature as a committee assistant in the House Appropriations and Finance Committee and the House Labor, Veterans, and Military Affairs Committee. So her work as a staffer is definitely a plus in this appointment. I would urge you to support Marcela Duarte, as she has shown us that she has been active with the Democratic Party. And I want to thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Representative.
Senator Antonio Maestas, followed by JD Matthews.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, honorable members. It is a joyous day to be amongst you today. Joyous day for the West Side. I was the former House member of District 16 for the past 16 years. And 16 years ago, it was one of the lowest voter turnout districts in the city. And now it is one of the highest. We know who's been part of that growth and part of that activism and who has not. Party activism needs to mean something. Being a precinct chair, ward chair, walking and getting to know your neighbors for presidential and statewide candidates, as well as involvement in neighborhood associations, neighborhood groups, church or whatnot. We do not need a roundhouse politician representing the roundhouse to the West Side. We need a West Side leader representing the West Side families in the roundhouse. And so I just want to congratulate the new commissioners, my commissioner in particular, Barbara Baca, welcome. It's the first commissioner that lives north of Central, west of the river in 12 years. So we're really proud to have a West Sider north of Central on the commission. I want to congratulate all of the candidates and wish them all well and wish you all well and your wisdom and your decision here today. We know on this list who has been a leader on the West Side and who has not. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator.
Madam Chair.
Mr. JD Matthews, go ahead.
Madam Chair.
Yeah, we're taking public comment. Is there something, Commissioner Casal?
Yeah, Senator Maestas didn't actually nominate a name, or I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I did. I think he was saying, yeah, I think he made his public comment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and last, Mr. JD Matthews.
Hi, good morning, Chair and Commissioners. First, welcome to the new Commissioners, Baca and Olivas. It's good to see you up there. It's good to see returning commissioners as well. I'm JD Matthews. I'm the State Director of the New Mexico Working Families Party and a happy constituent of Commissioner Baca. In 2022, we knocked on around 40,000 doors, made hundreds of thousands of phone calls and text messages to help elect working families Democrats across our state and county, and to pass the constitutional amendment expanding early childhood education through the legislature and by voters. And I thank you all for your support for that as well. Today, I'm here to ask you to appoint Lan Sena to House District 16. NMWFP has endorsed her because she has good judgment, legislative and advocacy experience, and lived experiences that will only enhance the legislature and make sure that Bernalillo County and the West Side are well represented in Santa Fe. We hope that today you choose to add another working families champion to the legislature. Please nominate and vote for Lan Sena this morning. Thank you all, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes public comment.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who made it out, filled out the form, and made it to the meeting. We've also received a whole lot of emails and communications from folks. We're going to now move on to candidates' comments. We'll ask candidates to present in the order of the alphabetical order by their last name, I believe. And then we will, each candidate will have 2 minutes to speak in the following order. We'll hear from Marcela Durante, Representative Durante, excuse me, Flor Yanira Gurola Valenzuela, Lan Sena, Lance Wainwright, M. Ward, and finally, Peter Zollinger. Julianne, please give Representative Marcela Durante the floor.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairperson Barboa and fellow commissioners. My name is Marcela Duarte, and I once again stand before you to respectfully ask for your vote to represent my friends and neighbors in House District 16. Let me begin by acknowledging Chair Barboa and other elected officials who have been the target of traumatic, senseless, and inexcusable gun violence. I offer my complete support and pray that the party or parties responsible are swiftly brought to justice. My life sum is the total work of a better tomorrow for families who may be in need and lacking confidence in the government created to ensure a decent life for them. My childhood was one of enlightenment. I learned that the vote was a gift and not to be taken for granted. My parents ensured that my sisters and I understood that service to the community defined us as contributing members of society. My goals as an elected official are to be judicious in every decision I make, to listen, to assess, to be honest, and to never lose sight of the greater good. Crime, education, and child welfare are priorities I plan to address and hope to garner support from my peers in responding to these issues. I teach kindergarten at Susie Reyes Mormon, the same school that I attended. Many of my students are lacking in the basic essentials to be successful in school. They deserve better. I understand that our representation in Santa Fe is pivotal to any successes in my community. I have worked at the legislature as a committee secretary and legislative aide. This experience has provided me with insight into the legislative process. It is one that I honor, understand, and have complete confidence in my ability to adequately represent my district. I have the support of my family, as well as many members of my West Side community. I hope that my letters of support have resonated with you. I don't have all the answers, but I have the will and the passion to find solutions that will improve the lives of the public I serve. Please give me your vote. You won't regret it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Representative. Next is Flor Yanira Gurola Valenzuela, which I learned that she goes by Yanira.
Thank you. Thank you, commissioners. Good morning. And thank you for your consideration as I seek the appointment for New Mexico State Representative for District 16 on Albuquerque's West Side. My name is Yanira Gurola, and I have been a homeowner in District 16 for over 14 years. I was born in a supporting home and loving home in Chihuahua, Mexico. My dad used to say, you won't inherit wealth, but with education, you will have a better life than me. I'm certain because of my education and living in this country that I have more opportunities than him, and I'm grateful for that. I'm a bilingual math, technology, and gifted teacher for the state of New Mexico. While working at Washington Middle School, I serve as a bilingual coordinator, math department chair, and a union representative with the Albuquerque Teachers Federation. In my current position with the Dual Language Education of New Mexico, I provide training and support for teachers and consult with public school districts in our state and outside our state. As a state representative, my priorities are to ensure equal access to a strong, inclusive education for all children, create more places and activities to keep young people occupied and safe, and bring better transportation and jobs that offer career advancement and training to the West Side. As an expert in math education and a national consultant on how to improve public education, and with a background in engineering, I will bring unique qualification to the legislature as we strive to diversify our economy and strengthen STEM education. I'm grateful to have the support of West Side Representative John Garrett, Representative-elect Eleanor Chavez and Charlotte Little, and City Councilor Ike Benton. And I appreciate those who send in letters of support. As an educator and an immigrant, this is a truly honor to be considered for this position. Thank you.
Ms. Lansana.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Yanita.
Can you hear me? Okay. Madam Chair, members of the commission, my name is Lansana, and I was born and raised in Albuquerque, baptized on the West Side in a church my grandma helped build. My husband and I chose to move to the West Side to build our future because we saw no other place to invest but the West. I have worked with every commissioner in some capacity to advance solutions to uplift all of our communities. I am the only candidate that has canvassed the district, not just for elections, but to provide resources, offering utility assistance when families needed it the most, free swim passes to low-income kids, feeding our seniors when they didn't know when they would have their next meal, rode with police and fire to address public safety, and worked on policy with neighbors because I believe in governing for the people by the people. While some have worked to limit access to democracy, I have worked to expand and protect it. I believe in connecting with the community over the well-connected. I have worked on racial justice issues like language access, addressing Asian hate, and hair discrimination because we have split the atom, but not our prejudice. But I believe when we get to the heart of the issues, we can extend a hand and not our fists to meet at the center, to bring progress forward to all of our communities. I believe this because I have done this. I have worked to open a school that truly addresses the needs of Yadi Martinez and worked with community school coordinators in the district to uplift our most impacted students. I am the only candidate to have endorsements from progressive orgs because my actions and voting records speak for themselves when fighting for working families, our immigrant and LGBTQ+ communities. If I appear to be overzealous, it's because I am. I love my community and have passionately fought for House District 16 and the people of the land of enchantment as long as I have been fighting for my life, because our lives are worth it. It is time we invest in our greatest assets, our people, land, water, and air, because it is long overdue that we bring community-centered public safety, jobs, and environmentally conscious development to the district and state. I am the candidate that has the plans, tenacity, and experience to make those decisions, and the most with community support. I am the most well-qualified candidate, and I urge your support.
Thank you. Mr. Lance Wainwright.
Good morning. I'd like to take just a quick second to thank you guys for the opportunity to be here. I truly do understand the importance of the position of New Mexico House District 16. And I promise you that I will not let you down if you appoint me. I'm from New Mexico, born and raised in Albuquerque, and I moved away 3 for law school in California and 3 in Denver, Colorado for a work opportunity. One morning when I was getting ready in Denver, I looked myself in the mirror and I decided that New Mexico is the only place that truly makes me happy, and that New Mexico is my home. New Mexico is a beautiful state, but I do think that we have some room for improvement here, and I'd love the opportunity to be able to help you guys do that. I'm a Democrat and I always have been, but I would like to make the point that any decision-making, if I was appointed, I would come into with an open mind. And the only motivation that I have is to make the best decision for our state and our people. I have a quick story I'd like to tell. When When I was in second grade at Coachee Elementary School, one of my best friends would come over after school every day. We would have dinner at my house and we would do our homework. There was one week where he stayed with us for the whole week. And as a second grader, I thought this was awesome. I thought it was an opportunity to have a sleepover with one of my best friends for a week. Eventually, my dad pulled me aside. He explained to me that my best friend's parents had been deported and that he wasn't staying for fun. We were his family at that point. It was that point in my life when I decided that I needed to use my education and anything that I could, but don't have a fighting chance. And unfortunately, there's a lot of those here in New Mexico. I just want to say again, I would really appreciate the opportunity to represent the people of our great state and to make New Mexico a better place for everyone to work and live and call our great home. Thank you guys. And I would hope that you would appoint me. Thank you.
Thank you. Followed by M. Ward.
Madam Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, Commissioners, greetings and good luck on a new year of governing. I seek appointment to the HD 16 seat, not to start a political career, but to give a voice to the concerns and priorities of the district rather than a rubber stamp to out-of-state mega donors, be they corporate interests intent on exploiting New Mexico for their own profits or political groups pushing a specific agenda. My vote will not be for sale. I pledge to seek community input on the day-to-day issues of West Side residents. I pledge to listen to the expressed needs of local small business owners. I pledge to protect the precious and unique sensitive lands on the West Side while striving to meet the infrastructural needs of the population. These pledges require one to have the abilities to visualize and to analyze the complex interrelated systems that define modern life. As a physician and engineer, I believe I have those abilities. In my letter of application, I provided a diagram of such a system showing crime, education, and the economy as outcome areas. The diagram illustrates multiple subsystems and variables within the overall system. The job of a legislator is to set the legal framework for how the subsystems, for example, the justice system, operate, and direct resources toward the variables, for example, a living wage, that affect other parameters to achieve desired simultaneous outcomes: minimal crime, high academic performance, and a sustainable economy that provides decent living conditions for everyone. My final pledge is to work to encourage other legislators to remember that they serve the people of their districts and the state. I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Mr. Zollinger.
Thank you, commissioners. Well, what have I done to earn it? I have repeatedly walked its streets for Democrats, and this is political. The last being the Melody Stansberry special. And yes, I do wish personally that I hope the people of my political party would come through for me after all these years of Democratic Party matters. Now, up there, I would just be one of the troops. I would follow our legislative leadership in our party. Generally, I would hope to help Michelle Lujan Grisham's economic policies. Hopefully, that would help education, and that would help with the street crime. Specifically, given my past personal history as a clinic escort, I would wish to help secure a woman's right to obtain abortion services. Now, I would not seek retention. We're going to have necessarily a very competitive primary, regardless of the outcome of this process. And I definitely, regardless of the outcome of this process, would not be in it. Further, the easiest promise for me to make as the party sergeant at arms is that I shall remain rigidly neutral. Now, I'm certainly shrewd enough to realize, even if I didn't see who got votes last time, that there is a general desire to have a woman. Which woman? How do you tell? The best way to do that would be an open primary without any initial advantage obtained by people outside the district.
And that's time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Zollander. Thank you again to all of our candidates. We obviously have such a wealth, and House District 16 is obviously full of great leadership. Right now, are there any questions that any commissioners have for any of the candidates? Okay, moving on to nominations. I would like to nominate Lan Senna. I have known Lan for several years, working on policy, both at the local and state level. She has been a fighter, to say the least. She's hardworking. Her resume and speech spoke for itself, but I've known her to fight hard for her values, to fight hard for our communities that are most underserved and undervalued. And I believe that she would do a great job. I know that she would do a great job in our legislature.
Madam Chair.
And moving to Barbara Baca for nomination.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to, first of all, thank all of the candidates. This is a great group of candidates. We are talking about a new House District 16. And so it is really important to take a deep look at the possibilities of who can represent us on the West Side. And I would like to nominate Yanira Gurola. She spoke about her experience, but she is trained engineer. She has worked at the middle school level as a bilingual teacher and head of the math department. She has worked with helping underserved youth and immigrants and has served as a role model. And on a very personal note, when speaking with Yanira, she lives by my old alma mater, West Mesa High School, and understands the issues of the area of House District 16 that I live in. She also worked at Washington Middle School and served in a very important middle school where my father used to be the principal. So I have a deep connection with her past and her ability to work for the community, listen to the community, represent the community, and serve as a true role model for our youth. And we really need that in the Roundhouse. We need she's a salt of the earth. She just has the heart and the ability, I believe, to represent our district on the West Side, District 16. So I urge your support, and I hope I can get a second on that.
Madam Chair, I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Olivas. Commissioner Quesada, were you?
Yeah, Madam Chair, thank you. I'm gonna echo the remarks of what a group of an amazing people. Makes me proud to be a West Sider for the people, and I'm talking everybody. They bring such greatness to the West Side, which we've been fighting for decades. I've been here 60 years on this side of town, and we're slowly, finally moving into the future. I appreciate them all very much. I could probably speak highly on all of them, but I definitely want to nominate our current representative for House District 16, Representative Duarte. And the reason why I'm doing that is because today we're going to make a precedent. Today we're going to set a precedent. And I don't really believe that our precedents today should be replacing a sitting representative that's already sitting in that chair and has done the work up in Santa Fe for the last 15 days that we asked her to do. And if we don't do what we initially did in December, I think it sets a precedence that may come back to haunt this commission. And I wouldn't like this commission to start off doing something that has never been done, unprecedented, getting rid of somebody who's already sitting in the chair. This isn't a resignation. This isn't a death. This isn't anything. This is somebody who's already sitting in the chair. And I would like to make sure that, when we make a decision as commission, even though there may be a new commission now, that we honor what the commissioners have done and put candidates forward to do that. I'm looking forward to a great race. I believe all these candidates, whether they win today or not, are going to run for this seat, and the voters will let us know who they want. And that's the process, So with that being said, that's my nomination. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I'd like to second the nomination of Representative Duarte.
Thank you. Yes, Commissioner Vice Chair Benson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to make a nomination for Mr. Wainwright. He's new to this round, but after speaking with him, seeing his fighting for the underprivileged without any attention to himself, and bringing fresh perspective as a non-politician, I think he would do great stuff. He's also pro-business, and so I'd like to nominate Mr. Wainwright.
I would second that, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, if I could just take a moment, I wanted to say that I seconded the nomination of Ms. Yanira, and I just wanted to say what a fantastic candidate I think she is. I think all of the candidates here today really speak highly to this district and the state and the health of our democracy and the people of the state. So I'm really proud to be part of this process and have the opportunity to get to know all of these candidates. I think this district would be served well by just about anyone here, but ultimately we do have to make a choice as a commission. And I think that Ms. Yanira is an incredibly well-qualified candidate. I had the opportunity to speak with her at length, and her background, her story is really incredible. And it really speaks to the reason why so many people around the world seek to come to this great country and be part of our nation. And the opportunity that she's had here is just amazing, what she's done with it. And the fact that she's now in a position to be running for an appointment to the State House of Representatives. It's really a beautiful story, but more than that, her background as an educator is really important. She's worked at some tough schools, and she's done some amazing work. And I think that that's something that we really need to see in the State House. She brings a really unique perspective as an immigrant, as an educator, as somebody that's worked in the dual language programs, and also worked in the maquiladoras and the manufacturing region around the border. I think that she'll be somebody that's able to really bring a nexus of education and economic opportunity. So again, I think that all of these candidates are incredibly well qualified. It's really a shame that we have to make this decision. And as many have said here, really this decision belongs to the voters. 4 of the 5 of us do not live in this district. There's only one commissioner here that's ever run for election in this area. And so I think that matters to me as well as I consider this. Who does Commissioner Baca's support? She's lived in this district her whole life. And between her support and just the incredible background that Ms. Yanira has, I'm really proud to second her, and I urge my colleagues' support.
Thank you, Commissioner Olivas. Any other comments, questions? I did not receive a second for Lansana. Okay, thank you again to all the candidates for for coming and sharing up and being such strong candidates. We will move to call the roll vote first on Ms. Yanira Gurola.
Commissioner Baca,
Yes.
Commissioner Casada,
No.
Commissioner Olivas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Benson,
No.
Madam Chair Barboa.
Yes.
So called.
Thank you. I meant to say this as I've done before, and I know, congratulations, Ms. Yanira Gurola. You are the new representative for House District 16. I meant to say before, and I just want to take the time to do it because I lost my count, and our staff does so much. Many of us receive so much. People worked really hard, and I have before, as I've been chair, been named out as of 10 a.m. this morning. My office, and I know people email different offices, so there might have been a different count per office, but for my office, have received 143 letters for Ms. Lancena, 49 letters for Representative Duarte, 48 letters for Ms. Gurola Valenzuela, and 8 letters for M. Ward. Again, we had such great candidates. Thankful for this process and for everybody who put in it. Congratulations, Ms. Yanira Gurola. And we will, at the end of our meeting, be able to work to get you sworn in. All right. So commissioners, moving on to item B, Open Meetings Act resolution. Madam Clerk, please read the AR number into the record.
AR 2023-1.
Thank you. And item C, election. We move now for our last item, election of the chair and vice chair for the calendar year 2023.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair, to interrupt. If we can get a motion and a second on the Open Meetings Act resolution and a roll call vote.
I didn't realize. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm obviously stumbling, so thankful we have excellent staff. Thank you, Julianne, again.
Madam Chair, I move approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Awesome. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baca.
Yes.
Commissioner Casada,
Aye.
Commissioner Olivas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Benson,
Aye.
Madam Chair Barboa.
Aye. We will now move on to, again, like I was saying, election of the chair and vice chair for the calendar year 2023. We will now take nominations for the 2023 chair and vice chair positions. I, as chair, would like to nominate Commissioner Barbara Baca for chair.
Second.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baca,
Yes.
Commissioner Casada,
Yes.
Commissioner Olivas,
Yes.
Vice Chair Benson,
Yes.
Chair Barboa.
Yes.
Congratulations, Commissioner.
Congratulations, Chair Baca. In my last role, I will ask for nominations for vice chair.
Madam Chair, I'd like to nominate the chair, Commissioner Barboa.
And I second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
All right, I got Chair Barboa.
Yes.
No. All right, let's do, I was going to do that backwards, but that's okay. Vice Chair Benson,
Yes.
Commissioner Olivas,
Yes.
Commissioner Casada,
Yes.
Madam Chair Baca.
Yes.
Congratulations to new chair and vice chair. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. After we adjourn, we'll move into swearing in the House District 16 appointee. Swearing in will be conducted by County Clerk Linda Stover. And please, for Yanira and others who wish to see the swearing in, please remain on the Zoom call.
Madam Chair, or Madam Vice Chair, I guess, I would like to just make a quick statement that I am so proud and humbled to be at this virtual desk with all 5 of us, and I hope that I can earn your trust as I work forward with you, and I do promise that I will work hard to earn that trust. I am a collaborator. I really want to make us move forward with a very good first step in 2023. So thank you for your support. I appreciate that.
Thank you. With no further discussion, this meeting is adjourned.